Get out of your head. Stop living in your head. Living in your head is only going to cause limitations. It's only going to cloud up your judgment. It's only going to cause negative things. In my life, now that I'm reflecting on what has happened today that I'll go over later in the video, I see now that I've been living in my head for so much of my life, and that's held me back so much. So today, what happened? So I'm going to give you some background before I tell you exactly what happened. I come to college with no roommate. 4 weeks in, I get a roommate. Because him and his old roommate, they didn't get along. They had some disagreement. So I get paired with him. And we are just two completely different people. I mean, we just have different living habits. He likes to sleep in. I like to get up very early. He likes to leave his side of the room messy. I like to leave my side of the room clean. Just little things. I'm not here to talk bad about him. I mean, he really is a good dude. He has a good heart. Very chill guy. But we just weren't clicking. And I found that in my everyday situation, I would come to my room and I would be annoyed about some little thing. The other day I came in, he's still sleeping at 2 p.m. and that caused me to push back when I wanted to record. The other day he left some crackers on his desk. The other day he didn't take the trash out. The other day he left the window open while it was raining. It's just little things like that were starting to annoy me. But I had no reason to go out. I had no right to go out and start to complain about that because I wasn't taking any action. I wasn't confronting him about it. I was just bottling it up and telling other people when I should have been telling him man to man, face to face. So last Wednesday, I get notified that there is an open room, like literally 3 doors down. The people that live there, the one guy dropped out and the other guy ended up moving into a different hall with a different roommate. So I've been notified that there's an open room on my floor for over a week now, and I waited until today to finally act on that. And that's because I was so in my head. I was so stuck in my head. I was going through all these possible scenarios that could happen. He's going to say this, he's going to say that. I'm going to leave the room, he's going to do this, he's going to do that. I'm going to be sleeping, he's going to do this, he's going to do that. Obviously, he wouldn't do any of that. Again, he's a very good dude, has a very good heart. But whenever you live in your head, it clouds up your judgment. You start to create these hysterical scenarios, these hypothetical scenarios that are far from real. I mean, I thought I was going to ask him about this. He was going to get upset and then he was just going to like destroy the room. It's just little things, like obviously he's not going to destroy the room. But today, finally went up to him and I told him about the open room, and I told him that like I think we would both benefit from having our own room. And he was super chill about it. I did not expect that at all. He was super chill about it. And he even said that he would be the one that would move to that room. So I told him I'd like help him move all this stuff. But I mean, this just shows you like you live in your head so much. So much more than you think. I mean, once you go through these scenarios, you realize how much you're living in your head. I would have probably gone a couple more weeks, a couple more, probably months, probably all the way up to close to near the end of the school year, complaining about this. Not even bringing it up to him. And that room probably would have had someone else living in it by then. So I would have missed the opportunity, and I'm still talking down on him. But not anymore. You know, hopefully everything goes according to plan. But yeah, I mean, that just shows you like living in your head, like it just holds you back so much. I literally waited a week. Someone could have moved into that room yesterday. And because I waited this long, I missed that opportunity. Because I was so stuck in my head, I missed that opportunity. There's been multiple other times where I've noticed I'm just living in my head. Whenever I play basketball, I notice this a lot. Whenever I miss a couple shots, I just get into that mentality that I can't shoot. I mean, last week, it was my first time playing basketball in a month since I was on winter break. And I just had the mentality that, like, everything was going to suck. And it did. I couldn't shoot, I couldn't dribble, I couldn't hit any layups, I couldn't finish it at all at the rim. Next day goes by, I go back, feeling a little bit, my mentality's, I'm like warming up a little bit, and I do a little bit better. And then today I just got back from playing basketball. And I just had the mentality that whatever happens, happens. Like, if I miss one shot, it's all right. I'm not going to get in my head about it. And today I probably played the best I have in a while. Everything was going in. All my shots were going in. My handle was feeling good. My drives were feeling good. I was finishing tough, contested layups. I mean, in basketball, yes, it's a physical game, but I feel like majority of it, it's majority a mental game. If you have no confidence, you're going to not shine on the basketball court. You look at these top stars, LaMelo Ball, who else? Trae Young, Steph Curry. These guys just have so much confidence when they play. Everything they do just looks effortless. Steph Curry, whenever he shoots the basketball, it just looks effortless. And that's because he's just not even thinking about it. You have to stop thinking about every little situation. Let's say you're playing basketball. You're dribbling right, you set a screen, and you get double teamed. If you're going to sit there and think about that, you're most likely going to lose the ball because you're going to be thinking for way too long. You're going to be taking too much time. But if you just turn your mind off, let the subconscious do its thing, and just let your body flow. You know, you fake up, pass low. You get out of that double team, and you might have got an assist. You just have to let your body flow in these scenarios. I mean, I feel like this can apply to literally anything, and content creation especially. In my videos, whenever 3 years ago, whenever I would make these sit-down self-improvement videos, I had a script that I was reading off of. And I just felt like those videos, they felt so forced. They felt so unnatural. If I messed up one thing, I would just mess up the whole video and I'd have to restart. I mean, even I don't use any scripts anymore. But some of my videos, like previously, whenever I feel like if I think too hard on it, it doesn't come as good. It doesn't come out as good as if I just sit down, think about something I learned today, and just hit the record button and just talk about it effortlessly, flowlessly. Let my words come out. Let the story web together, flow together. We have to stop living in our head. It's going to hold us back so much. The next time you're in one of these situations, wherever you're just thinking of all these hypothetical situations, you just have to realize it and realize your thoughts aren't you. And your head, living in your head is going to hold you back so much from starting or doing whatever you want to do, whatever you need to do. I'll share one more story with you guys. I'm currently in a club here at my university. It's a personal finance club. I'm on the exec board. I ran for that 2 months ago. I think it was like November, end of November. And I was running for VP of Education. There was 4 other guys I was running against. And I just remember, like, you're in this classroom, all the exec team and some members. You go up there, you just talk about yourself, some of your backgrounds, your GPA, your major, and what you think you can do for this club. And I went over and over and over, like trying to memorize what I was going to say. Whenever I got up there, I just blanked. My entire mind just blanked. And I just paused for 5 seconds. And I was like, screw memorizing this. I'm going to show these guys who I am. So I just started freely talking. And I went on to win the VP of Education spot because they said my speech was one of the best they've ever heard. And it's all because I got out of my head. I stopped trying to memorize something and I just let it flow. I just let everything come together. Just spoke my mind without having to think too hard. And I ended up getting this position as VP of Education. Now I have a couple of coffee chats for a club I'm going to be going into. Hopefully I have to interview. But I'm going to keep the same mentality. I'm not going to try and memorize anything. I'm just going to be myself and let the conversation flow. That's all you can do, because if you're fixated on memorizing lines, memorizing your background, most likely, at least in an interview setting, they've interviewed so many people, they get to the point where they can tell when you're not being genuine. You have to be you, be genuine. And I promise you it's going to turn out so well for you. Next week, in one of my videos, I'll be talking about this coffee chat, I'm sure. I'll let you guys know how it goes. But yeah, that's kind of all I have for you guys today. You need to stop living in your head. Again, it's holding you back so much. It's causing you to not do the things you want to do, the things you need to do, the things that are going to benefit you in life. I mean, tying this back to my video a couple days ago, we live so much in our head. We live in fear of what other people are going to think. You want to start posting content. You start living in your head. You start getting stuck in your head of what they're going to think. Who's going to hate? Who's going to talk bad about you? Bro, I promise you, not that many people are. I haven't had a single person talk bad about me, talk bad to me. It's all been love. It's all been support. I mean, sure, I've had a couple like hate comments, but I have no idea who they are. So I'm not going to let it affect me. You have to have that same mentality in everything. If you're going to have a business, if you're going to start a business, you can't be so in your head that, I forget what the stat is. It's like 7 out of 10 businesses fail. If you're so fixated on that statistic, you're going to be negatively affected. That's going to show in your business. You're going to be holding your back because you're holding yourself back because you already believe your business is going to fail. If you drop all the stats, just focus on the work and what you can control, I promise you. You just let it all flow. You're going to do some great things. And even if the first business fails, start up a second one. If that one fails, start up a third one. Never stop trying. Keep going. Keep going, man. There's a interesting story. It's been a while since I've heard about this, but if we didn't have the mental limit sensor in our brain, if we didn't have whatever this sensor is in our brain, we would be able to lift a car, which is insane to me. You know, cars are crazy heavy, very heavy. But if we didn't have this part in our brain that causes us to think about things, we'd be able to lift it. I mean, I'm sure we'd have some injuries from it, but we'd be able to lift it. Don't let this part of the brain hold you back. Don't use this part of the brain as an excuse, because you can always find a way around it. If you just keep showing up, keep being you, be natural, let things flow, everything will be fine. I hope you all have a blessed day. Thank you so much for watching the video. Peace.